The Stoic Heart, unlocking your value in relationships. Have you ever paused to contemplate the art of becoming the best version of yourself within the intricate tapestry of relationships? It's a question that resonates deep within the human spirit, for we all crave affection, respect, and the feeling of being genuinely valued by those who share our lives. But how do we attain this elusive state of being? How do we cultivate genuine admiration, not for transient qualities or superficial achievements, but for the very essence of who we are? Imagine each relationship as a grand adventure, with you as the intrepid explorer of your own soul. Your quest is to unearth the hidden treasures within, to share them with others in a way that fosters deep connection and authentic love. But to embark on this journey, you need a map, a compass, a path leading to profound understanding and unwavering self-acceptance. This essay, drawing inspiration from a compelling YouTube video, serves as that guide, offering 9 timeless Stoic philosophical lessons designed to illuminate your true value in relationships. These are not mere platitudes or fleeting pieces of advice. They are empowering principles that can transform your interactions, build unshakable inner strength, and cultivate relationships founded on mutual respect and genuine connection. Prepare to shed light on the mysteries of cultivating a life brimming with love and meaningful bonds, all rooted in self-worth and Stoic wisdom. Lesson 1. Understanding your true worth, the gem within. So, how does Stoicism, a philosophy often associated with self-denial, actually help us understand our value in relationships? The answer lies in the Stoic emphasis on focusing on what we have power over. In your self-worth, your inherent value is entirely within your grasp. It's not dictated by the fickle winds of social media, the fleeting interest of others, or the validation of external sources. It's about the profound way you see and appreciate yourself, independent of external factors. As the video beautifully illustrates, imagine you're a gemstone. Not everyone recognizes the worth of a rare gem, right? Some might stroll past without realizing its significance, but that doesn't diminish the gem's value. It remains precious, rare, and one of a kind. That's you. Your value doesn't diminish just because someone overlooks it. We've all experienced the sting of rejection, the gnawing feeling of inadequacy, particularly in a world that often seems designed to highlight our perceived shortcomings. But from a Stoic perspective, your value isn't contingent upon someone else's validation. It's intrinsically linked to the way you conduct yourself, the principles you uphold, and the deeds you perform. Are you compassionate? Are you truthful? Are you living in a manner that aligns with your deepest values? This is where your genuine worth resides, in the qualities you cultivate within yourself. The video rightly emphasizes the Stoic practice of self-reflection. It's about taking a moment, pausing amidst the chaos of daily life, to consider your qualities, not just the obvious ones, but the deeper aspects of your character. What truly defines you? What makes you you? As you delve into these questions, you'll discover a wellspring of strength and self-acceptance that transcends external validation. In relationships, this understanding translates to a quiet confidence, a knowing of your inherent worth that remains unshaken, regardless of whether others recognize it. It's about standing firm in your value, not in an arrogant or demanding way, but with a quiet assurance that emanates from a place of deep self-acceptance. Remember, understanding your worth isn't a one-off event. It's a continuous journey, a practice that evolves over time. It's about waking up every day and acknowledging to yourself that you have value, not because of anyone else's opinion, but because of the inherent qualities that make you who you are. Expanding on the idea, to cultivate a deeper understanding of your true worth, engage in regular self-reflection exercises. Keep a journal and write about your values, your strengths, and your accomplishments. Identify the qualities that you admire in yourself and focus on cultivating those qualities further. Challenge negative self-talk and replace it with positive affirmations. Practice self-compassion and treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a dear friend. Surround yourself with people who appreciate you for who you are and who support your growth. Remember, your worth is inherent. It's not something that needs to be earned or proven. Lesson 2. Present yourself with dignity, authenticity, and self-respect. Before you envision a Stoic as a stern, unsmiling figure from antiquity, let's dispel a common misconception. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions or adopting a posture of indifference. It's about understanding what truly deserves your energy and what doesn't, and the way you present yourself, the way you carry yourself through the world undoubtedly deserves your attention and conscious effort. So, what does it truly mean to present yourself with dignity in relationships? Have you ever noticed how often we go to great lengths to impress someone, only to lose sight of who we truly are in the process? We alter our appearance, modify our speech, and even compromise our values in the hope of gaining approval. But here's the crucial point, and this is where the Stoic perspective offers invaluable guidance. Your self-respect, your inherent sense of worth, isn't tied to your clothing, your hairstyle, or the trendy places you frequent. It's about how you present yourself, the actions you take, and the decisions you make. Imagine observing two students giving presentations in a classroom. One student is flamboyant, using bombastic language and exaggerated gestures to impress the audience. The other student is composed, speaking confidently and clearly without any pretense or artifice. Which student do you think makes a more lasting impression? It's often the one who is genuine, authentic, and comfortable in their own skin. This highlights the importance of presenting oneself with dignity. The Stoics, renowned for their philosophy of self-control and virtue, emphasize the significance of living honestly and respecting oneself. How does this apply to dating and relationships in the modern world? The answer is surprisingly straightforward. Be authentically yourself. If you adore diving into books, embrace it. If you possess a strong passion for a particular cause or activity, let's show. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about feeling at ease and self-assured in who you are, understanding that you are valuable just as you are. Treating yourself with respect sets the bar for how others will treat you. If you're constantly criticizing yourself, diminishing your accomplishments, and neglecting your needs, you're essentially signaling to others that it's acceptable to do the same. However, when you respect yourself, value your time and energy, and prioritize your well-being, you're making a bold statement. I deserve respect, and I expect to be treated accordingly. Think about the wisdom of Epictetus, the renowned Stoic philosopher. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In relationships, it's not solely about your appearance or your words. It's about your responses, your demeanor in various situations. Are you reacting with desperation or dignity? Are you sacrificing your principles to blend in? Or are you staying true to yourself, even if it means standing alone? This doesn't require perfection. We are all human, with our inherent flaws and awkward moments. What truly matters is how you navigate those moments. Do you crumble under pressure, or do you remain strong, learn from the experience, and keep moving forward? Let's reflect on this profound lesson. How can we begin to show ourselves more dignity in our daily lives? It could involve setting clear boundaries, refusing to engage in activities that conflict with our values, or treating ourselves with more compassion and respect. When you view yourself as worthy of respect, others will invariably begin to see it too. Expanding on the idea, cultivate self-awareness and identify your core values. Understand what is truly important to you, and make sure your actions are aligned with those values. Practice self-care and prioritize activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. Set boundaries with others and learn to say no to requests that drain your energy or compromise your values. Develop a sense of personal style that reflects your authentic self and makes you feel confident and comfortable. Treat yourself with the same respect and kindness that you would offer a close friend. Remember, presenting yourself with dignity is an ongoing practice, a continuous affirmation of your inherent worth and value. Lesson 3. The art of nonverbal communication, subtlety, and self-control. The art of nonverbal communication, particularly within the context of relationships, is often overlooked, yet it speaks volumes about our self-perception and the boundaries we establish. The video emphasizes that it's not about being difficult to approach. It's about respecting yourself and recognizing your worth. In a world saturated with instant gratification and fleeting connections, Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective, a measured approach, a subtle restraint that conveys self-respect and inherent value. Stoicism teaches us self-control and fortitude, not in a rigid or austere manner, but in a way that empowers us to discern what truly matters and to guard our energy accordingly. In relationships, especially during the initial stages of getting to know someone, there's often a frantic rush to share everything: our time, our space, our deepest feelings. But the Stoics would advise a step back, a deliberate pause. Why? Because when something is perpetually available, readily accessible, it inevitably loses its specialness, its allure. It's simply human nature. If you're always at someone's beck and call, consistently saying yes to every request, where's the anticipation, the excitement, the mystery? The video delves into the art of setting boundaries gracefully, the Stoic way. It begins with your appearance. Dressing stylishly yet modestly isn't merely about aesthetics. It's a form of communication, conveying self-respect and a sense of inner value. You're not concealing yourself, but you're also not revealing everything up front, creating a sense of intrigue and suggesting that there's more to discover beneath the surface. It's about striking a balance, expressing that there's more to you than what meets the eye. Another crucial aspect of nonverbal communication is the management of your time and focus. In our hyper-connected world, being discerning about who receives your attention, who is granted access to your valuable time, is a profoundly meaningful choice. It's not about playing manipulative games. It's about affirming that your time is precious and you prioritize it thoughtfully. When you're present with someone, be fully engaged, attentive, and invested in the moment. However, when you're not with them, it's perfectly acceptable to be unavailable, to dedicate your energy to your own interests, your personal growth, and your individual pursuits. Stoicism also emphasizes emotional self-mastery. This doesn't advocate for becoming cold or detached. Rather, it encourages maintaining a balanced perspective, not allowing minor inconveniences or trivial matters to deeply affect you. It's about preserving inner peace and composure, not freely dispensing your emotional energy to everyone who crosses your path. Emotional energy is a valuable resource, and it should be earned, much like the selective allocation of your time and attention. The video cautions against becoming unfeeling or distant, like a Stoic statue devoid of emotion. Genuine connections are essential for a fulfilling life. However, there's something particularly compelling about taking things at a deliberate pace, about fostering connections that aren't solely predicated on immediate gratification. It's about cultivating meaningful relationships that possess depth and endurance, relationships that transcend instant access and quick fixes. It's crucial to recognize that setting limits, establishing boundaries, isn't about manipulative tactics or controlling situations. It's about respecting yourself and staying true to your core principles. It's about demonstrating, not just through words, but also through actions, that you value yourself and deserve to be treated with respect. Therefore, embrace a touch of stoicism in your approach to relationships. Be more selective, more composed, more mindful of the messages you're sending through your nonverbal cues. It's about striking a harmonious balance between openness and discernment, between sharing and reserving a bit of yourself. Believe me, this subtle shift in demeanor profoundly influences how others perceive and treat you. Value yourself, embody self-respect, and watch as your relationships transform. Expanding on the idea, pay attention to your body language and ensure that it conveys confidence and self-assurance. Maintain eye contact, stand tall, and speak clearly and deliberately. Dress in a way that makes you feel good about yourself and that reflects your personal style. Be mindful of your tone of voice and avoid speaking in a way that is apologetic or self-deprecating. Practice active listening and show genuine interest in what others have to say. Avoid interrupting or dominating conversations. Set boundaries with your time and energy, and learn to say no to requests that drain you or compromise your values. Remember, nonverbal communication is a powerful tool that can help you convey your self-worth and attract respectful and meaningful relationships. Lesson 4. Be ready to walk away, knowing your limits. In the realm of Stoicism, there exists a powerful and often misunderstood concept: letting go. This isn't about adopting a detached or uncaring attitude. It's about cultivating a deep understanding of what we can control and what lies beyond our influence. One of the most empowering actions we can take, particularly in relationships, is making the conscious decision to stay or walk away from a situation that fundamentally contradicts our well-being. We've all experienced moments where we intuitively know we deserve better, yet we choose to stay, often driven by fear of loneliness, fear of change, or a persistent hope for improvement that never materializes. But this is where Stoicism offers invaluable guidance. Real strength stems from recognizing that we possess the power to stay or leave situations that go against our principles, and we can actively opt for a different, more fulfilling path. This doesn't imply that you should abandon ship at the first sign of turbulence. Relationships inherently require effort, understanding, compromise, and time. However, it's absolutely crucial to possess such a profound understanding of your own self-worth and your core principles that when something fundamentally contradicts them, you're prepared to move on, to prioritize your own well-being. It's about cultivating that inner resilience, that stoic courage, to affirm, "I respect myself too much to settle for less than I deserve." Let's delve deeper into this transformative idea. Being prepared to leave a situation is, at its core, an act of profound self-respect. It means adhering steadfastly to what you believe in, knowing your own inherent value, and refusing to compromise your integrity. This doesn't always necessitate a grand, dramatic exit. Sometimes it's a quiet, internal choice, a peaceful realization that this particular path isn't the right fit for you, and that you deserve something more aligned with your values and aspirations. The video acknowledges that it could be a truly frightening prospect. The uncertain future can loom large, filled with anxieties and doubts. But think about our Stoic predecessors. They consistently demonstrated the importance of facing challenges with bravery, embracing life's inherent uncertainties, and finding strength in the face of adversity. It's about understanding that sometimes the bravest, most empowering action is to gently, respectfully, let go of something that no longer aligns with your path, that actively hinders your growth and happiness. This Stoic perspective can fundamentally transform your approach to relationships. When you're in a relationship and you realize that you're there because it genuinely reflects your values, not because you're tethered by fear or obligation, it's a game changer. It shifts the entire dynamic. You're no longer staying out of desperation or fear. You're staying because it is a conscious, deliberate choice, one that aligns with your authentic self. And here's the crucial takeaway. When you bravely step away from what doesn't benefit you, what actively diminishes your well-being, you inevitably create space for what does. It's like decluttering the past to welcome in the future, clearing away the debris to make room for new growth. It's about having faith that there are better things waiting for you, and giving yourself the opportunity to discover them, to embrace the unknown with courage and optimism. Remember, being prepared to move on isn't about being aloof, uncaring, or emotionally detached. It's about valuing and caring for ourselves sufficiently to say, "I deserve something better. I deserve to be in a relationship that honors my values, supports my growth, and nourishes my soul." It's about embodying Stoicism when challenges arise, understanding that our value isn't contingent upon anyone or anything else. It's about cultivating inner peace, self-respect, and the unwavering belief in our own capacity for happiness. Expanding on the idea, develop a clear understanding of your non-negotiable values and boundaries in relationships. Identify the behaviors and situations that are unacceptable to you. Practice self-compassion and remind yourself that you deserve to be in a relationship that is healthy and fulfilling. Trust your intuition and pay attention to red flags. If something feels wrong, don't ignore it. Seek support from friends, family, or a therapist if you're struggling to make a decision about whether to stay or leave a relationship. Remember, you have the power to choose your own path and to create a life that is aligned with your values and aspirations. Lesson 5. Setting boundaries silently. Actions speak louder than words. Stoicism, as we've explored, places immense emphasis on the power of actions over mere words, on demonstrating our beliefs rather than simply stating them. This principle is particularly relevant when it comes to setting boundaries in relationships. It's one thing to articulate your boundaries, to verbally declare what you will and won't accept. However, it's far more impactful, far more convincing, to consistently show those boundaries through your actions. Consider this simple truth. It's easy to declare, "I won't tolerate mistreatment." But the real test of your commitment, the true measure of your self-respect, is what you do when you encounter such behavior. Will you uphold your stated boundary, or will you compromise, excuse, or rationalize it away? That's where true strength lies, not in the pronouncements we make, but in the actions we take. The video wisely acknowledges that this isn't always a simple or straightforward process. It can be particularly challenging when emotions are running high, when feelings of attachment or obligation cloud our judgment. However, let's recall the core tenet of Stoic philosophy. We possess the power to choose our responses to external events and situations. If someone oversteps a boundary, violates a trust, or behaves in a way that is disrespectful, it's your response in that moment that definitively establishes and enforces that boundary, not just your words. Let's consider a practical example. Imagine that honesty is a core value for you, a foundational principle upon which you build your relationships. If someone knowingly tells you a lie, how you respond in that critical moment vividly demonstrates how serious you are about upholding your boundaries. Whether you choose to calmly and directly address the issue, to express your disappointment and hurt, or to strategically step back from the relationship, your actions communicate your unwavering commitment to your values. It's not about instigating conflict or stirring up unnecessary drama. It's about honoring yourself, showing self-respect, by reacting in a way that is authentically aligned with what you believe in, with the principles that guide your life. This approach can create a profound and lasting difference in your relationships. When others consistently observe that you have clearly defined boundaries and that you are willing to enforce them, to protect your values, they gain a far deeper and more accurate understanding of what you will and won't accept. It's about nurturing self-respect and staying steadfastly committed to it, not just when it's convenient, but in every interaction and every situation. Delve into this fundamental concept with a simple, practical approach. It's not just the significant, milestone events that truly matter. It's also the accumulation of everyday moments, the seemingly insignificant interactions that reveal our true character. How do you react when plans change abruptly, when someone doesn't value your time sufficiently to show up on time, when your feelings are dismissed or minimized? Do you brush it off, minimizing your own needs in the process? Or do you express calmly, firmly, through both your words and your actions, that such behavior is simply not acceptable, that you deserve to be treated with respect? This is where Stoic mindfulness comes into play. It's about cultivating awareness of the present moment, paying keen attention to your internal state, and consciously choosing how you respond to external stimuli. Are your actions consistently aligned with your stated limits? Are you being authentically true to yourself? Or are you compromising your values in order to please others? It's crucial to be mindful of these seemingly small moments, because that's often where your boundaries are truly tested. As you navigate your daily life and interact with others, consciously aim to embody a touch of stoicism in the way you express and uphold your boundaries. It's not about being stubborn, inflexible, or unyielding. It's about cultivating that inner compass, that unwavering moral guide that shapes how you act, react, and respond to the world around you. Trust me, When you consistently adopt this mindful and self-respecting approach, people will invariably take notice. They will begin to perceive you as someone who not only sets clear boundaries, but also possesses the inner strength and self-worth to consistently uphold them, regardless of the circumstances. Expanding on the idea, identify your core values and boundaries in relationships. Communicate these values and boundaries clearly and assertively. Consistently enforce your boundaries through your actions. Avoid making excuses for others' bad behavior. Be willing to walk away from relationships that are not respectful of your boundaries. Practice self-care and prioritize your own well-being. Remember, setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and is essential for maintaining healthy relationships. Lesson 6. Actions speak louder than words. Discernment and authenticity. Stoicism, as we've consistently emphasized, is a philosophy rooted in practical wisdom, a framework for navigating life with reason, virtue, and a clear understanding of reality. This approach extends to how we judge others, particularly in the context of relationships. It means evaluating individuals based on what they demonstrably do, not merely on what they eloquently say. In our world, filled with persuasive rhetoric and empty promises, many people are adept at uttering the right words, at painting a picture of perfection, but fail to follow through with corresponding actions. This is especially prevalent in the realm of relationships, where heartfelt declarations can often mask ulterior motives or a lack of genuine commitment. Stoics advise us to see through the superficial charm and focus our attention on tangible actions. Stoicism encourages us to pay close attention to actions because they are the most reliable indicators of what is truly real, what is genuinely authentic. Consider this fundamental truth. It's remarkably simple for someone to say all the right things, to make grand promises, to describe a future that appears flawless and idyllic. But are they actually doing what they say they will do? Are their actions consistently supporting their beautiful words? That's where the real truth lies, in the alignment between what is said and what is demonstrably done. Let's be honest with ourselves for a moment. Haven't we all experienced this frustrating scenario? We meet someone new. They shower us with incredible compliments and captivating promises, and we're completely enchanted, swept away by their charm. But as time progresses, their actions gradually fail to match their glowing words. They promise to call, but they don't. They make elaborate plans, only to cancel at the last minute, offering flimsy excuses. Yet, despite these inconsistencies, we stubbornly cling to their words, desperately hoping that they will eventually align with their behavior. This is precisely when our inner Stoic mindset must take charge, gently but firmly guiding us back to reality. Stoicism reminds us not to be swayed by the allure of empty words, not to be overwhelmed by the intoxicating rush of emotions, but to cultivate a sense of logical discernment and to see reality with unwavering clarity. When someone's actions consistently fail to align with their words, that's a significant warning sign, a red flag waving in a breeze. It's like the universe gently nudging you, saying, "Hey, take notice. Something isn't right here." Don't ignore the inconsistencies. Adopting the Stoic mindset fundamentally shifts how you approach and navigate relationships. Instead of being blindly swept away by sweet words and captivating commitments, you begin to pay attention to the subtle but telling details of their behavior. How do they behave under pressure? Do they consistently keep their promises, or do they offer excuses for their failures? Are they truly present for you, offering support and understanding, not just through comforting words, but through meaningful actions? Here's the fascinating paradox. When you consistently focus on what people demonstrably do, instead of just what they eloquently say, you effectively set a higher standard, creating a profound impact on the dynamics of the relationship. You're subtly but firmly communicating, "I'm not just passively listening to your words. I'm actively watching your actions, and I'm judging your character based on what you do." This realization prompts a significant shift in their behavior. They realize that they can't simply talk their way into your life. They have to prove, through consistent actions, that they are genuine, trustworthy, and worthy of your time and trust. However, it's crucial to keep in mind that this Stoic approach isn't about adopting a negative or cynical outlook, perpetually doubting everyone's intentions. It's about cultivating a wise and discerning perspective, about safeguarding your emotions with a healthy dose of Stoic insight. It means not allowing fleeting emotions to cloud your judgment or carry you away, but staying grounded in reality, observing patterns of behavior, and making informed decisions based on tangible evidence. Let's remember this invaluable lesson. Pay close attention to actions, not just words. Approach love with a Stoic mindset, being logical, observant, and thoughtful. Actions, ultimately, carry far more weight than even the most beautifully crafted words. Expanding on the idea, pay attention to patterns of behavior rather than isolated incidents. Look for consistency between words and actions. Trust your intuition and don't ignore red flags. Be willing to walk away from relationships where actions don't align with words. Focus on building relationships with people who are reliable, trustworthy, and demonstrate genuine care through their actions. Remember, actions speak louder than words, and they're the most reliable indicator of someone's true character. Lesson 7. Cultivating healthy skepticism, seeing reality clearly. Stoicism and reality are inextricably linked. The ancient philosophy emphasizes understanding situations as they truly are, not as we wish them to be or as we project our desires onto them. This pragmatic approach is particularly useful in the often turbulent waters of love and dating, where emotions can run high and cloud our judgment. We've all experienced that moment, haven't we, when someone says all the right things, showering us with compliments and promises, and we're so eager to believe them that we consciously ignore warning signs, rationalize away inconsistencies, and cling to a romanticized vision of the relationship. This is where adopting a Stoic mindset, particularly cultivating a healthy dose of skepticism, can be profoundly beneficial. Viewing appropriate skepticism as a superpower might seem counterintuitive, even cynical, but it's far from that. It doesn't imply being inherently pessimistic or distrustful. Rather, it's about staying grounded in reality, remaining observant, and not accepting everything blindly, without some careful consideration and logical analysis. It involves asking thoughtful questions, gathering information, and not rushing headlong into a situation without adequately assessing the risks. Imagine a common scenario. You meet someone new, and they appear to be absolutely fantastic, seemingly the embodiment of everything you've been searching for. They're saying all the right things, expressing interest in your passions, and even painting a picture of a shared future together, despite the fact that you've only known each other for a short period of time. Your skeptical, Stoic mindset would gently advise you to proceed with caution, to take it easy, to resist the urge to jump to conclusions or become overly invested too quickly. It would encourage you to wait and see if their actions consistently align with their eloquent words, to observe how things progress over time, and to gather more information before fully committing your heart. It's like a gentle but firm reality check, urging you not to get swept away by the intoxicating allure of romance and to stay grounded in mindfulness and objectivity. This healthy skepticism isn't about interrogating the other person, bombarding them with accusatory questions, or doubting their every move. Instead, it's about cultivating thoughtful awareness. It means actively listening to what they say, but also carefully observing their actions, their patterns of behavior, and their interactions with others. It involves taking the time to truly understand someone, to see if they are consistent in their words and deeds, and to assess whether their values and long-term goals align with your own. The Stoics consistently emphasize the importance of using logic and reason to guide our decisions, rather than being blindly carried away by fleeting emotions. In the context of relationships, this approach is crucial because when emotions dominate, we can easily overlook important details, ignore red flags, and rationalize away problematic behavior. However, when we consciously combine our feelings with a dose of skepticism and logical thinking, we empower ourselves to see things more clearly, to make informed decisions, and to protect our emotional well-being. Another important aspect of cultivating healthy skepticism is that it acts as a safeguard for your heart. By resisting the urge to rush into something without certainty, without adequate information, you're allowing yourself the valuable opportunity to fully grasp the true nature of the other person, rather than projecting your own desires, expectations, and fantasies onto them. It allows you to see them as they are, not as you wish them to be, and to make a more informed decision about whether they are truly a good fit for you. Cultivating this mindset doesn't mean you have to become a cynical hermit, suspicious of everyone you meet. It simply means approaching new opportunities with thoughtful consideration, with a blend of hope and prudence, and with a clear understanding of the importance of protecting yourself and your emotional well-being. Therefore, let's remember the importance of adopting a hint of Stoic skepticism as we navigate the complexities of modern relationships. It's about being intelligent, attentive, and not allowing emotions to carry us away. It's about safeguarding ourselves and our emotional well-being. It's not about shutting ourselves off from the possibility of love, but about approaching new opportunities with careful consideration, wisdom, and a steadfast commitment to our own well-being. Expanding on the idea, take your time getting to know someone. Ask thoughtful questions and pay attention to their answers. Observe their actions and look for consistency between their words and deeds. Trust your intuition and don't ignore red flags. Be willing to walk away from relationships that don't feel right. Remember, healthy skepticism is about protecting yourself and making informed decisions, not about being cynical or distrustful. Lesson 8. Saying no with confidence, self-respect, and integrity. In the ethical framework of Stoicism, unwavering adherence to your deeply held values and the unwavering bravery to stay true to yourself are paramount virtues. This emphasis on integrity is particularly relevant when it comes to the seemingly simple act of saying no in relationships. Saying no, in this context, signifies understanding your core beliefs, recognizing your personal limits, and not hesitating to uphold your expectations, even if doing so causes some measure of disruption or discomfort in the short term. It's about prioritizing your own well-being and adhering to your moral compass, regardless of external pressures or the fear of potential consequences. Imagine a common scenario. You're in a committed relationship, and your partner proposes something that makes you feel uneasy, something that violates your personal values, or something that simply doesn't feel right to you. It could be a suggestion to move the relationship forward too quickly, a request to engage in an activity that goes against your moral principles, or a pressure to compromise on something that is fundamentally important to you. The seemingly simple, conflict-avoidant choice might be to simply go along with it, to suppress your reservations and prioritize the other person's desires. However, this is precisely where your Stoic mindset becomes crucial. Saying no in these challenging situations is, at its core, an act of profound self-respect. It's about demonstrating that you hold yourself in high regard, that you value your beliefs and your limits, and that you are unwilling to compromise your integrity for the sake of external validation or fleeting approval. The video acknowledges that this is often easier said than done. It's not typically a walk in the park, particularly when you deeply care about the other person and fear the potential consequences of your refusal. That persistent little voice in your head keeps whispering insidious doubts. What if saying no pushes them away? What if they're offended or disappointed? What if this ruins the relationship? But, as the video rightly points out, we must summon our inner courage, tap into the wellspring of strength that lies within us. Stoicism isn't just about coping with external challenges. It's also about tackling our inner struggles head-on, confronting our fears, and overcoming our self-doubt. Saying no is a powerful declaration of self-respect. It's about demonstrating, both to yourself and to others, that you hold yourself in high regard and that you won't settle for anything less than what you genuinely deserve. Granted, it inherently comes with a degree of risk. You might, in fact, end up losing the other person as a result of your refusal to compromise. However, here's the essential point. If refusing something that directly contradicts your core values pushes someone away, then perhaps they weren't the right match for you, in the first place. They may not have been capable of respecting your boundaries, understanding your values, or appreciating you for who you truly are. Taking this principled approach can fundamentally transform the dynamics of a relationship, creating a foundation of mutual respect and genuine authenticity. When someone realizes that you are unafraid to say no, that you are unwilling to compromise your values just to please them or to avoid conflict, it changes how they perceive you. It demonstrates that you possess a strong sense of self-worth and that you value yourself enough to stand your ground, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. And let me tell you, that unwavering self-respect is incredibly appealing. It's a quality that attracts genuine, supportive, and respectful partners. There's another valuable perspective to consider. Saying no isn't just about establishing external boundaries with others. It's also about being honest and authentic with yourself. It's about recognizing your genuine desires and needs within a relationship and adhering to them, even when it's challenging or unpopular. It's about not allowing the insidious fear of loneliness to push you into making decisions that are ultimately not aligned with your true self, that compromise your integrity, or that diminish your well-being. Therefore, let's pause and reflect on this critical lesson. Let's affirm that saying no is not just acceptable, but essential. It's about staying authentic to ourselves, living with integrity, and nurturing relationships that are founded on mutual respect and sincere connection, rather than fear, concession, or the desperate pursuit of external validation. Expanding on the idea, identify your core values and non-negotiable boundaries in relationships. Practice assertive communication to express your needs and limits clearly and respectfully. Don't be afraid to say no to requests that compromise your values or make you feel uncomfortable. Remember that your well-being is a priority and that you deserve to be in relationships that are based on mutual respect and genuine connection. Surround yourself with people who support your values and encourage you to stay true to yourself. Lesson 9. Never chase, always value. Self-worth as the North Star. The final lesson, and perhaps the most empowering, connects seamlessly with all the preceding principles, particularly when viewed through the prism of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism, as we've explored, teaches us to concentrate our energy on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our attitudes, and to gracefully release what lies beyond our influence. This core tenet is profoundly impactful when we consider the dynamics of relationships, for it means realizing that desperately pursuing someone who is demonstrably moving away from us is not only a futile endeavor, but also a direct contradiction to valuing ourselves and recognizing our inherent worth. Imagine a familiar scenario. You're actively dating someone, and everything initially seems promising, filled with potential and excitement. However, as time progresses, they begin to distance themselves, becoming less responsive, less engaged, and less available. Our natural, instinctive urge, driven by a potent mixture of fear and longing, is to run after them, to desperately try and bridge that growing gap, to recapture the initial spark. But this is precisely where Stoicism can offer invaluable guidance, steering us away from self-destructive behaviors and towards a path of self-respect. The Stoics would wisely ask, why are you so determined to pursue something that is clearly not within your control? Why are you expending your precious energy on an outcome that you cannot guarantee? The answer, as the video astutely points out, lies in your self-worth, your dignity, and your inner peace. Chasing after someone who is actively pulling away is akin to attempting to catch water in your bare hands. It's a pointless exercise in frustration that ultimately leaves you feeling empty, depleted, and undervalued. The Stoic approach, in stark contrast, encourages you to stand firm in your own inherent self-worth, to cultivate a quiet confidence that emanates from within. If someone is demonstrably moving away from you, creating distance and demonstrating a lack of interest, the Stoic response is to gracefully, respectfully, let them go. It's not about being cold, unfeeling, or devoid of emotion. It's about realizing that you simply cannot control how others feel or behave. You can, however, exercise complete and unwavering control over how you choose to respond to their actions. This requires immense inner strength, a conscious decision to prioritize your own well-being over the desperate pursuit of someone who is clearly not valuing you. Let's face it, resisting the urge to relentlessly check someone's social media activity, to obsessively analyze their text messages, to constantly reach out for reassurance takes considerable inner strength. However, it's about cultivating faith in yourself, in the fact that if someone truly values you, they will consistently show it through their actions, without you having to beg for their attention or chase after their affection. It's about refusing to allow someone else's inconsistent or disrespectful behavior to define your worth, to dictate your emotional state. It's about affirming, with unwavering conviction, I deserve to be treated with respect, and if you can't see that, then someone else will. Adopting this Stoic mindset transforms everything, shifting the balance of power firmly back into your hands. You're no longer subject to someone else's unpredictable actions, to their fleeting whims or emotional inconsistencies. You are in complete charge of how you feel, how you react, and what you do. It's profoundly empowering, and frankly, it's incredibly liberating. The video also makes another crucial point. When you consciously stop chasing after others and instead start investing in yourself, your personal growth, and your own passions, wonderful things inevitably occur. You naturally attract individuals who are genuinely drawn to your strength, your confidence, and your self-worth. It's as if you're broadcasting a powerful message to the universe, declaring, I value myself, and I'm acutely aware of my own worth, independent of external validation. This unwavering self-respect acts like a magnet, attracting people who are aligned with your values and who are capable of appreciating you for who you truly are. Therefore, let's internalize this profound lesson, allowing it to guide our actions and inform our relationships. Let's reaffirm that we never have to chase after anyone, that our worth is not contingent upon the approval or affection of others. Let's adopt a Stoic mindset in our relationships, remaining composed, self-respecting, and consistently concentrating our energy on what we can directly manage, our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. It's about discovering inner peace within ourselves, not desperately seeking validation from external sources. As we reach the conclusion of our exploration today, I want you to hold on to something vitally important. In the vast and often unpredictable canvas of life, your self-worth is like the brightest thread that binds everything together, providing strength, resilience, and a guiding light amidst the chaos. Just like the Stoics believed, you possess the power to consciously choose how you respond to the events and circumstances that unfold around you. Never forget that you are inherently in control of your own honor, your own self-esteem, and your own capacity for happiness. Embrace your inner strength, cultivate self-respect, and let your actions, your decisions, and your boundaries reflect the amazing person you are, the unique and valuable individual you are meant to be. And if you ever find yourself doubting your worth, wavering in your convictions, recall this moment and the timeless Stoic wisdom we've explored together. Remember, life isn't merely something you endure. It's an extraordinary opportunity to evolve, to learn, to grow, and to become stronger and wiser with each passing day. Embarking on the journey to cultivate meaningful and fulfilling relationships requires a profound understanding of self, a commitment to living in accordance with virtue, and the courage to navigate the complexities of human connection with wisdom and self-respect. The 9 Stoic lessons illuminated in this essay serve as a roadmap for navigating the often turbulent landscape of relationships, empowering you to unlock your true value, set healthy boundaries, and cultivate connections that nourish your soul and support your growth. By embracing authenticity, prioritizing your well-being, and acting with integrity, you can create relationships that are founded on mutual respect, genuine appreciation, and unwavering self-worth. Remember, as the video eloquently reminds us, you are in control of your own honor and self-esteem. Embrace your inner strength. Let your actions reflect the amazing person you are and never doubt your worth. By embracing Stoic wisdom, you can transform your relationships into sources of joy, connection, and personal growth, empowering you to live a life that is both meaningful and authentically you.